Joining me now on the Daily Ledger Page 5 beat from Nashville, Tennessee, economic analyst, hedge fund manager, and contributor to Forbes and other major business publications, Thomas Landstreet. Tom, China really, in a sense, when you look at the rare earth situation, because the United States is so dependent now on these minerals for high-tech kinds of equipment, really China has by the short hairs on this one. It's a matter of whether they pull on those hairs or not.
Well, it's funny how they said some countries. Did you notice her term? That makes me laugh. Look, you know what? This is a globally supplied world. There's a lot of rare earth minerals in Nevada, in Canada, and in Australia. So my guess is that it might be a short-term disruption, but the world will be very quick to either substitute away from some of those minerals, Graham, or find another source for them. And there are some dormant mines in the United States and Canada that I know of, and in one particular company in Australia, they're allies. We will find, this is the only thing they've got to hurt us, and it isn't much, in my opinion.
Yeah, we've got to become, I'm not being facetious when I say this, but we've got to become rare earth mineral independent and rely on our allies like Australia, where they have a huge supply in Australia, but we have some domestic as well. We need to have a combination because we can't be held hostage by this kind of stuff. Now, Tuesday and Wednesday, the Federal Reserve is meeting. This is your favorite time of the month, time of the year, Tom, and they're pouring over the economic data, and it's pointing to, what do you think?
What I don't like about these days, Graham, is that the Fed has insinuated themselves so aggressively into the market that economic fundamentals, earnings don't matter. What matters is what the Fed's going to say on Wednesday. In fact, you might have seen where the Empire State Manufacturing Survey came in today, the lowest in years, down 8.6%. Expectations were for a positive 11% number, but the market's up. It's the Fed. It's the Fed. It's the Fed. The crime is it's the only thing that matters in my world, and that fundamentals don't matter. And I really resent it.
What about new home builds? The sentiment dropped a smidgen, but it's still relatively high. It's more or less where it should be in a healthy economy, right?
Yeah, remember, household formations are the lowest they've been in years. That's probably because the millennials are too busy protesting Trump to fall in love and have children. And I was optimistic when I got out of college. I wanted to marry my college sweetheart in the worst way and have children, and that's what I did, and all my friends did it. I'm not sure this generation will be doing that. Let me tell you, housing is no longer a negative. It's not a positive, but it's no longer a negative. It won't be detracting from the economy. Can I say one thing about rare earths real quick, just as I think it's very important?
Okay.
If you look at the skirmish that's happening in the Middle East with Iran, yeah. if you rewind the tape, that would have caused oil prices to rise probably $5 a barrel. Notice they're down. And the reason they're down is because we are producing so much oil now, we're starting to export it. Those are none of our ships going through the what do they call it, the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
We are not at risk. Why? Because we're now producing enough oil to export. It's the same as will happen with rare earths. We're going to be there, especially under this president who's pro-development.
Right. And, I firmly believe that the Iranians did that, made these attacks on those tankers to try and spike the price of oil because their economy is tanking right now because of these sanctions that the White House has imposed on Iran. So they made these attacks to try and spike the price of oil. It worked for a little while, but as you noticed and you mentioned just now, they're back down. So yeah, our energy independence is important, and rare earth independence, I think we need to achieve that too. Thomas, thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.